So everybody wants to know, what is your higher self? What is a higher self? Now, everything that I'm about to say, you have to remember, is just my opinion. What I say to everybody, please understand that anything I say in these real talks is just my opinion. That's exactly what it is. If something resonates, great. If it doesn't, drop it. If you don't like the videos, if you don't like me, if you don't like the way my voice sounds, then drop it. There will be no hard feelings. I'll love you either way. I never knew you. I'll never know you, most likely. So I can't have anything but love for you anyways. So always remember that. Always remember that when you go to church, especially, and that pastor's yelling and screaming about how you're going to hell and all that, that's not what's written in the Bible. That's just his opinion of what those verses say. Yeah, I took a dig on that one. So your higher self, it's just like the religions of the world, Christianity. Christianity has over 30,000 different tribes of their belief system. Well, the same thing is true in New Age. It really is. I mean, I don't know if there's 30,000, but I have gone down a lot of rabbit holes in the last 10 years. And there are some things that I have seen that to this day, I still see videos and stuff online, and I'm like, why does anybody believe that? And it's not so much that nobody can have their own opinion or have their own, idea of how it works, but, between chakras and Reiki and meditating this way and meditating that way and standing on your head upside down, and I'm not making fun of you and all those things. They're not my thing. My thing is pure source. My thing is go right to the source. When I was a Christian, I did the same thing. I went right to the source. And I can understand people saying, okay, well, yeah, Reiki works for this, and chakras work for that, and Kuma Sutra works for this, and blah, blah. I understand they all have benefits, but nothing is going to lead you directly to the source. Nothing is going to lead you directly to awakening or enlightenment or any of the other fancy, cool words that everybody uses for clickbait, myself included. Okay, nobody is going to lead you directly to that. Who can lead you directly to that? You, yourself. If you stay still and just be with yourself, whether in silence, meditation, while you're doing chakra or Reikis, or any of that, or while you're upside down, if you're just with yourself, and maybe doing your mantras, whatever, but my advice, my opinion, is just be quiet. I know your mind will race. Let it race. Let it race. They will tire out eventually. If you've got to sit there for an hour, do it. I'm literally doing it right now. And after I get done with this, I'll go right back to it. And there's a billion voices going on at once. And they're all trying to take me away from it. But I'm trying to go right to source. And you can do this. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is kind of a form of meditation. And it really is. I have never been the meditative type. I've tried meditation. But unfortunately for me, I have a different vibe when I meditate. I don't know why. When I sit alone at the ocean, watching the birds, and just talk to myself out loud in my own mind, that works for me. And that can work for you. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Like I said, it's my opinion. And this is how I'm reading the book. But what I'm saying to you is that there's a million things that you can try. There's a million videos you can watch. We've said it over and over in these videos. There's a billion of this and a billion of that. But I've also said over and over again that there's nothing new under the sun, my friends. Everybody has tried something. Everybody has said, oh, I've reached enlightenment. 90% of the people that say I've reached enlightenment probably haven't reached enlightenment. Because if they have, they wouldn't be bragging about it. You're not going to go out and make YouTube videos about it. Because you would know that there was no need to do any of that stuff. So does that mean that I'm enlightened? No, because I'm obviously doing this. I don't include myself as being enlightened. I include myself as being aware. I include myself as knowing more about myself, knowing more about what's going on in my experience around me, knowing more about how these waves coming in on this ocean right here and how the seagull just glides on the wind. He's just going with it. He's not writing a book about it. He's not doing any of that stuff. He's just doing what he does. And to me, that's what enlightenment will bring to you. You will just do what you're doing. Again, I don't believe I'm at that state. I don't believe that I will make it personally to that state in this lifetime. But it's also not something that I'm reaching for. I'm not grasping for. I'm not saying, oh, my life's not complete because I'm not, quote unquote, enlightened. But what I do know is that I am in touch with my higher self. And I do know that you are in touch with your higher self. Again, opinion, but it is there. It is talking to you all the time. Every time you go make that decision, whether I should do this or do that, there's those voices. There's that gut feeling. Even if the bad voice, the little bad angel, isn't on your shoulder, and all you're hearing is the good, that good is your intuition. That bad is your ego. Your ego is saying, well, it'll be good for me. This decision will work for us and it will give us more. While your intuition was saying, this is good for us, but it's going to have some negative outcomes for others. Maybe not immediately, but eventually it will. That's the advice that it's trying to give you. Now, there's no good or bad decision. In my opinion, again, there's no good or bad. If you decide to do quote unquote bad by society's standards, it'll all auto-correct itself eventually. If not in this lifetime, maybe in the next. Now, that's one of my ways, again, of how I believe in things. I believe that we're given second chances. We're given a billion chances. But you don't have to believe that way. There is a bunch of people saying this and that and that and this, but they're all saying the same thing, folks. Everybody on YouTube is saying the same thing. Type in, what is your higher self? And 1,000 videos will pop up. And if you watch them all, I can guarantee you at least half of them, if not more, are exactly the same. It's just a different wording. It's just a different way of structuring the words. It's just labeling everything. That's all it is. I wish I could come on here and share enlightenment and awakening with you guys, but I can't. And I won't. And I won't pretend to. I won't pretend to know, because that's not who I am in myself in this experience. I know that we all say, oh, there's no self and there's no this and there's no that. I understand, but I'm living this experience. I'm enjoying this experience. All of your higher self videos will tell you to do the same thing. Whether we tell you that there is no outside world, there is no other or anything like that, we still tell you that at this time you are still living in this experience. So you need to enjoy this experience and live it rightfully and righteous. Your higher self is you. You are already your higher self. You just haven't seen it yet. It doesn't make you Superman. It doesn't turn you into an enlightened being that you're going to walk around with a robe and a bowl and just live like a monk for the rest of your life. You can do that if you want, but it's not going to make you into that. Having your higher self be a part of you is going to show you what you could be. Recognizing your higher self is going to teach you who you are and what you are inside and how your inside affects the outside. Because that's another thing that I see, unfortunately, in a lot of comments, whether here or on other videos, is that people are always, well, there is no other person, it's just self, there's no self, and there's not that. And I've actually had people tell me that about the YHS challenge, with me trying to, with us, not me, with us trying to help feed others around the world. People have told me, well, they don't really exist, there is no one else. But you have to live in this experience. My higher self has told me that this is one of my missions, is to help feed people, whether it's one person, 1,000 persons, or 100,000 persons. Myself, my higher self, has told me that this is a part of my mission. That's what your higher self is. You can call it anything you want. You can be a Christian and call it the Spirit, because it is the Holy Spirit. You can be a Buddhist and you can call it the Dhamma. You can call it whatever you want. It can be anything that you want it to be, but realize that it's already in you. It was born into you. It came with you after the veil. It was given to you. It is a gift. It is a part of you. All you have to do is embrace it. There is not a book. There is not a seminar. There is not a movie. There's plenty of things that will get you along that path to realize that what I'm saying to you is true. But that's all they are. Everything I'm giving you, everything that everybody else is giving you, it's just a stepping stone. It's all it is. It's a guiding light. I say that a lot in comments and in the videos. It's a guiding, we're just stepping stones. I am not a teacher. Folks, I am not a teacher. The last your higher self was not a teacher. We just read books and we investigated and we dug into our own self and we said, are you already there? Your higher self, are you already in me? Like, what's going on? And we figured it out. But it wasn't hard. It wasn't a 7,000 word document in a black cover handed down over the last 5,000, 2,000 years. It was just going inside and saying, hey, let's talk. I know that you're the one that's always trying to help me. And I know that I always kind of throw you to the side and I go with the other guy, ego. But let's all talk and try to figure this out. I know it sounds crazy, folks, but it's as easy as that. It really is. You could say spirit. You could say whatever you want to call it. The Cheesecake Factory. You can call it whatever you want. It will come to you and it will talk to you. And it won't work instantly. Any brother or sister who's been on this journey knows that it does not happen instantly. There is a lot of work to be done. a lot of work. I went through so much conviction. I went from guilt. Let me rephrase that. I went from a lot of guilt that was given to me or imposed on me by religion. Sorry for taking a dig, but I have to. And that guilt is what drove me to find my higher self. And my higher self told me that is not guilt, that is conviction. We're going to take all this guilt, all of this man's guilt, and we're going to turn it into conviction, and we're going to figure out ways to solve these problems. Overall, everything that my higher self tells me is just go with it. Just go with it. Be like the man standing on the bridge. Let the water come down. Don't try to block it. Just let it do its thing. Go with the flow, whatever cliche statement you want to say. It all makes sense when you understand that. Just go with it. Don't fight against it. It won't get you anywhere. What I'm getting at, folks, is don't feel that you can't go out and read. Don't feel that you can't go out and investigate things. Don't feel that you can't go to a church or to anything. Don't feel that you can't be a part of something. You can definitely do that. But don't feel like you need that. Don't feel like that is a prerequisite for finding your higher self, because it's not. It's not. God, source, the Cheesecake Factory, whatever you want to call it, gave this to you. You came into this experience with it. It was already there before you came into the experience. It will always be with you. It's what's coming through my voice right now. What's coming through my vocal cords right now is my higher self reaching out to your higher self. It is my spirit coming out to reach to your spirit. It is there. It is waiting for you. It wants to discover. It wants to be like a child. It wants you to be like a child. It wants you to understand and be in awe. It wants you to be curious like a child. There is a reason that every holy book, and Jesus himself has said it, to be like a child. The one that bees like a child would be blessed in the kingdom of heaven. Because that's what we have to do. We have to submit to, not religion, not to man, not to anything else, but we have to submit to ourself. We have to submit to ourselves and say, okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm a child. I am lost. Please help me. Please guide me and help me understand. Not make me understand, but help me understand where I am and how I can be. And it will. Brother Jesus also said, knock and the door will be opened. Just for the record, I am a what I like to call a retired fundamentalist Christian. I was a Bible thumper. I mean, I used to go out and yell at people and tell them they were going to hell and everything. Okay? But then Brother Jesus taught me something different. Brother Jesus taught me to listen to what he said. And that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I try to do with all these messages. But it's not just Brother Jesus. Brother Jesus told me to go look for other brothers. And there are other brothers and other sisters out there that are doing the same thing that I'm trying to do now, the same thing that others are trying to do now. They're just trying to show you how simple it really is. It all starts with love, not only for others, but mainly for yourself. You cannot love anyone else unless you love yourself. I know it's been said a million times, but it's so true. Love yourself. Go within. Sit alone with your thoughts. Say your higher self or spirit or George or whatever you want to call it. It's just semantics. It's all it is. It's the same thing when you guys comment and you say, oh, well, there's no self. It's just semantics to me. I'm not trying to argue with you guys. I just literally write that in there. It's semantics. It's all it is. It's just words. It's just labels. It doesn't really mean anything. So call it whatever you want to call it, but talk to it. Accept it. Be a child. Sit down and just say, I want to know how this works. I want your help. Can you help me? Are you out there? That's how I did it. I said, are you out there? Can we talk? I didn't hear nothing. I said, well, no, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it over there in the corner of my brain. Well, maybe that's it over there. Nope. Oh, it's a sign. These numbers on this wall must be a sign. No. A couple days later, I was thinking about something, and it was a very tough decision in my life. But there was only really one right decision, and I was told. I didn't hear a voice. Jesus didn't appear in front of me. Swami didn't appear in front of me. A guru didn't jump out of a bush. Nothing. Just something said, this is wrong. And that's all it is. It's all it really is. In my opinion, again. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for everything I've ever been given in this experience. Good and bad. Because it's all beautiful. It's all about how you look at things, folks. I've said in another video that you're only as happy as you make your mind up to be. Abraham Lincoln. I love you all. Understand that it's not out there, it's in here.
Until next time, my friends, I ask all people everywhere to plant seeds of love, peace, joy, and oneness.